Is beauty only skin deep? Beauty is so much more than skin deep. So, what is the science of beauty? What is the latest in beauty and skincare? There's so much confusion regarding skincare and toxicity, hormone disruptors, and what we're putting on our skin. It's estimated that by the time we leave the house in the morning, a woman has put on over 127 chemicals onto her body. Now, have those been studied together? Any number of those studied together and the effects that the combination of them have on our well being and on our generational health? No, the answer is no. What about hair care? What about some of the latest in skin rejuvenation and biohacking? And how does it affect our overall health and well being? Sometimes the things we do in the name of beauty can work against us. So today I want to have this discussion with a colleague of mine. Her name is Rachel Varga. She's a double board certified aesthetic nurse specialist and performed a host of procedures. Her field is in the academics and science of regenerative and aesthetic nursing, as well as a published author and a well-known speaker with so many accolades to her name. I want to introduce you to Rachel Varga. Well, welcome, Rachel, to the Girlfriend Doctor Show. It's good to have you here.
It's fantastic to be here, and I can't wait to sort of take you a little bit behind the scenes here for some things that I personally do to get the best hair, skin, nails in my life, slow aging, and that actually includes a long fast that I recently did right here in Sedona. So we have wonderful things in store for each and every one of you here on the podcast to talk about skin and slowing aging and how to do it in a functional and holistic way with some biohacking tips as well.
And some good DIY. So things
Yes.
that you can do yourself at home that are free from toxic chemicals and endocrine disruptors and actually so good for your body, plus give you that glowing complexion. So they say that there's the expression, beauty is only skin deep. So when you hear that expression, what do you think?
I would beg to differ because actually what's going on with the skin in regards to, say, redness, pigmentation, acne, accelerated aging, seemingly loss of collagen overnight, the skin is a bit of a late warning signal. So what's going on the inside with your gut, with your hormones, with your level of toxicity? I like to talk about this toxic bucket theory. If this is getting full, it's going to tip over, then you'll have issues pop up in your skin. So when you are doing well, your skin will also do well, but it will show you the benefits of everything you're going to learn in today's show a few weeks from now. Similarly to if you have more sweets or alcohol or gluten or dairy or foods that just don't agree with you, you actually see the hyperpigmentation, melasma, acne, and breakouts, dry skin, sensitive skin pop up within a couple of days. So healthy skin and beauty is not superficial and skin deep. If you want deep beauty, radiance, it's body, mind, spirit, energy practices, biohacking practices. Why do you think I'm outside recording in natural sunlight instead of LEDs?
Yeah, no, that's great. And so let's talk about some of these tips. And first, like what is one of the most important strategies you want women to do as they're getting older who are losing collagen to adapt?
It is going to come down to a very balanced at-home skincare routine, adding some dermal rolling, using products that are clean
Okay, so
and
when you
free
say
of.
dermal rolling, what do you mean?
Yeah, well, actually, we have to do a consultation together, and I'll walk you through how to do it. So dermal rolling, I get asked this all the time. Dermal rolling, it's a decades-old practice to promote collagen and elastin. It also allows for a deeper delivery system of different actives, such as copper peptide, hyaluronic acid, lactic acid, vitamin A or retinol or vitamin C, sort of like aerating the lawn with tiny needles and then allow you to put products over top for transdermal application. However, there is much to know in regards to getting a safe roller that isn't full of heavy metals coming from the Orient, and which products to use ahead of time and afterwards to keep the skin balanced and stabilized. So, because we want to stabilize the skin prior to talking to it with, say, like a retinol or vitamin A, because that can make the skin a little red, dry, irritated. and then do the dermal rolling. So there is an algorithm that I take my clients through so that when they start to use more actives in their skin routine to counteract loss of collagen and do things like dermal rolling, and then even the next step with sometimes some in-clinic rejuvenation with lasers and other non-surgical or surgical options. I've actually written a paper published in the UK Medical Journal on my algorithm that I like to take with my clients. Least invasive to most invasive, but there's a journey. But I'm telling you, 90% home care, healthy living, lifestyle, 10% in clinic is a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, I agree. Beauty from the inside out, right? And the outside in. We got to address it both ways, and definitely healing the gut. I would say getting keto-green, but really
Yes.
healing your gut, healing your intestines. You need healthy digestion for a glowing complexion. So that is for sure. So, okay. So dermal
Yeah.
rolling, you mean it's like a micro needling versus like a jade roller.
Exactly. Yeah. The jade roller and using a type of Gua Sha stone is really nice actually on the body for smoothing out fascia. However, my stance when we're talking about the face is I actually recommend using your own fingertips. The reason why is your fingertips actually emit a tremendous amount of energy. You can actually measure this with different technologies that literally measure the photons and light coming off your fingertips. So I also, every time I cleanse my face, I put my moisturizers on morning and night. I am feeling my face, I'm feeling my lymph nodes, and I'm not being too aggressive or pulling at the skin too much, which can actually loosen the skin. So I don't personally love gua sha stones and jade rollers and things like that for the face. That stuff on the body, sure, especially on the neck for tension. But if you're going to do something that's going to be a little bit more time worth it, essentially, I like the microneedling. But there is a method to the madness. You don't just want to go on YouTube and kind of piecemeal. Okay, this person says this roller's good. This person said this serum's good with it. How to do it. So that's where I come in to give that specific guidance and the tutorials on exactly how to do it. So a lot of people go wrong in this regard and end up buying rollers that are actually full of heavy metals and toxins. And then they just get thrown out 10 uses later. We're talking about using proper rollers that have been made since the 90s that are good for about 2 years. So big difference.
And I think after doing like the rolling, you said using topical nutrients. Three of my favorites are copper peptides, hyaluronic acid, and retin A. What are
Yes.
your favorites?
Yeah, those are great to use as well. If we're wanting to focus on fine lines and wrinkles and pore size, those are great. Sometimes we can use some other actives that are going to focus on more of reducing the overproduction of melanin in the skin, which can be otherwise known as like sunspots or age spots.
I
There's a
know I
couple of
hate
different
that word,
protocols.
H spots. I hate
I
it.
know sunspots
But
are what I like to use a little bit
yeah,
more.
yeah. Sun kisses, sun kisses. So
Which right now I'm getting lots of sun on my face, which
I
is and my
know,
eyes.
I
Really
know
good for
you are.
hormone balance, circadian rhythm balance, getting that sunshine.
Absolutely. And so one of the things that, one of the reasons I put tripeptide into my balance cream, which is my progesterone pregnenolone cream, is because it gets, I
Perfect.
mean, and actually as a side effect, it gets rid of the sunspots and age spots, which is so
Yep.
nice, plus collagen production. So in your recommendation, when you're working with skincare, do you use also progesterone or pregnenolone topically?
Yeah, I would defer to someone like yourself, Dr. Cabeca,
Yeah.
for recommending those types of topical actives for hormone balancing and support. The avenue that I take with hormone support is more from a detox perspective and reducing our toxic exposure so that our hormones can be made in the way that our body and mind and liver wants to make them. So that's the approach where biohacking comes in and can be very helpful for helping us reduce toxins in our exposure, which I definitely feel is a huge root cause of hormone dysregulation, brain fog,
Absolutely.
accelerated aging.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I love that you have some DIY skincare recommendations and some key biohacking tips for us. Rachel, can you please go over like what's your favorite DIY?
Sure. Well, right now I am in the desert with, I just got a little hug from the tree behind me, super grounded. So, what's going on right now with biohacking? My hand is literally on the tree. is I'm grounding. And this is profound for our blood. When we're on our devices for even just texting for 5, 10, 15 minutes on the laptop, on Zoom, wearing your shoes inside, your blood is already becoming a sticky. It's kind of sticking together, like with my necklace here. It's kind of magnetic. These will stick together and form chains, as opposed to red blood cells coming together, bouncing off, coming together, bouncing off, having healthy electromagnetic interactions. So when we're outside, we're barefoot, we're touching a tree, what happens is our red blood cells go back to the state they want to go back to, which is nicely bouncing off one another like inner tubes or donuts, carrying oxygen and nutrients to the cells, to the organs, hello, the brain, the skin, the liver, and then carrying away metabolic waste products like CO2, like different toxins. So first and foremost, learn how to modulate the electromagnetics around you. Keep your phone on airplane mode, go barefoot outside, turn off your router at night, reduce Bluetooth in your home. Start there, because there's actually PubMed studies that look at radiation exposure and periocular irritation or eyelid irritation, or even skin redness and skin irritation. So the stuff is coming out, and that's how it's impacting the body, is actually through the blood.
That's just so amazing, right? You're talking about red blood cell stacking and, you know,
Clotting,
coagulating. Yeah,
exactly.
clotting.
Yeah,
And that's affected by electromagnetic fields. So
it is. I'm writing a paper on the tie between skin and electromagnetics. Then I'm also writing a paper on the skin and blue light. So LED. So we can talk about that now if you
yeah,
want.
yeah, definitely. Yes, absolutely. Because LED light, we're so exposed to that. And
Mhm.
you know, you mentioned something that, you know, being barefoot outside. I remember in my first one of my magic menopause programs, I asked, okay, when was the last time you put your bare feet on the ground outside? When was the last
Right?
time? And for some people, it was they didn't remember when.
Oh my gosh.
But I just took off my shoes and my socks. I'm have my feet on a grounding mat. I'm in
Good.
my basement, so I'm as close to the earth as possible. But yeah, but I've
Perfect.
got blue lights all around me, and I'm like, okay, and it's accelerating aging, and we worry about all
Mhm.
these things. So addressing this issue, give us some tips here.
Yeah, this is crucial. What we forget, and I hear this from my clients all the time, is, I'm just working from home. I'm not leaving the house very much, or, I'm not planning on leaving the house today. I'm going to skip my skincare and sunscreen. Mm-mm-mm. Because the blue light that's being emitted, this blue light wavelength that's being emitted from your cell phone, your laptop, all your LEDs in your home above you, that blue light reaches 100 nanometers deeper into the skin than what you get from the unadulterated natural source from the sunshine, which creates life on the planet. This isn't something to be afraid of. The sunshine on the skin, it's actually really important for us. There's so many circadian rhythm balance. Um, there's a lot of information that comes to our body from the sun, and actually through the eyes. So morning and night, try and get natural sunlight. If you can, have your bathroom situated with a window. So while you're doing your skincare, your makeup, doing your hair, that you're getting natural sunlight. And just pay attention to how many LEDs are in your home. If you can switch those out to halogen, that's great. The long story short here is that the LEDs that are more cost and time efficient, or energy efficient rather, they're actually damaging the skin, not to mention messing with your hormones and your sleep. And also, I postulate promoting hair loss on the top of our heads, because the blue light is also negatively impacting the hair follicles on the top of the head. So I was chatting with Dr. Alan Bowman. He's one of the top hair plant transplant surgeons. And we were chatting about this because there's definitely a link with LEDs above us and hair loss. I know that that's a big thing for ladies. And I'm wearing some glasses right now. So I'm not going to drop the brand name because, you can ask us later about this stuff. I do wear blue blocking glasses all the time. And there's different lenses that you can pop on these ones, so that at different times of the day, you're really reducing your blue light exposure, because that's going to disrupt your sleep. I also like wearing sunglasses or these types of glasses quite a bit, because they also protect the delicate skin around the eyes from the blue light that's just about everywhere. So that's why using good skincare and moisturizers and antioxidant serums with antioxidants and a good mineral based sunscreen free of chemical sunscreen filters and other harmful toxic ingredients like parabens, phthalates, sulfates, artificial dyes, fragrances are all really key. So for good skin, it's going to come down to staying grounded. It's going to come down to reducing your LED light exposure on your face, body, and scalp. And then there's a couple other things too: air quality on the skin, detoxing on the skin, and water, the right water or better type of water to be consuming to stay hydrated, and also wash your face, body, and your hair with. So do you want to talk about air next?
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. No, I love
All
it. I
right.
love these tips. And, I wear glasses. They have some blue light protection in them, but they're obviously pretty clear compared to blue light
Right.
blockers. There are a few
Mhm.
brands that I do love.
Yep.
Defender Shield is one of my favorite brands for EMF and blue
Nice.
light.
Yep.
True Dark is another brand that I
Yeah,
use.
Dave Asprey's. I
Yep,
was just
I've
hanging
got.
out with Dave Asprey the other day, and
Yeah, he told me. He said you delivered some rifles for him.
we help each
That's
other out.
great. That was great. Yeah. That's awesome. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's talk
so
about air.
blue
So
light
I'm,
blockers and air
yep.
quality and electromagnetic fields, grounding, and then just topical skincare. And what things are so let's talk about air, but
Air.
let's
Yeah.
also then touch on what are some of the common practices that are being recommended that you're like, that's a heck no. Like, for
Oh,
example,
yeah.
Botox or different types of other fillers or anything else. Like, how are they safe? Are they good? What's your
Oh,
take on it, Rachel? I can't wait to hear.
I certainly have an opinion on all those things. Well, let's strip that in after we talk about air quality and a DIY that I want to throw in here. So,
Perfect.
right now I'm at elevation about 4,000 feet above sea level in the desert. And when I spend time in the desert, I come here to recharge, relax, ground, get focused, recalibrated. I take nature holidays, right? Living at the beach already, right? So I come out here to ground. But when you're in the desert, it's freaky brutal on the skin. So one of my favorite days, especially in the fall, winter, if you're inside more, if you are around more indoor dry heating, or you're at elevation and in the desert, is to actually hit up your local grocer, like maybe even Whole Foods, get yourself some Epsom salts that don't have any other fragrances, just pure Epsom salts. Get yourself a really nice clean body soap and a expeller pressed organic bottle of avocado oil. You can even get some baking soda and some borax and draw yourself a bath. Now, this is actually a detox bath that was recommended to those working in nuclear power plants to detox at the end of the day. So I actually take these baths every morning and night. Throw in Epsom salts, throw in my favorite avocado oil, sometimes a little baking soda and borax, and it's pulling toxins out. And then when you have the avocado oil in the water, you can actually use it to shave your legs and all of that. And then you get out of the water and your body's already hydrated head to toe. You don't even have to think about it. This is the easiest body skin care hack. It's so simple and it feels so good. I literally soaked in that type of bath like an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. My skin, I'm in the desert and it's not dry and flaking like it has other times when I've come to the desert. And I didn't care for my body skin as much as I should. And you can even use the Epsom salts to give your arms a good scrub. Salts are also excellent for helping to clear up your human biofield or your energetics around you. Salts are really great for grounding. So I work a lot with that too. I tend to work with a lot of highly empathic and intuitive people because they know something's up with the cosmetics industry. That, they're told to do Botox fillers, all this. Botox is a brand name. It's actually part of a category called neuromodulators. And there's many different brands in this category. And in my research that you can find at rachelvarga.ca/research, you'll find a couple articles there. I actually have a chart with all the different types of neuromodulators and the nuances between them because some are cleaner than others. And I'm not going to say the specific brand that I would use over another in this episode because that's a little too brand specific. However, what I will say is no, I don't use what is readily available on the market. I use cleaner versions because I don't like to have a frozen face look. I like to still be able to emote, especially on camera. And you still want the benefits of softening fine lines, wrinkles, lifting the eyelids, the brows, reducing jowls and all this stuff. And then fillers. Oh, absolutely. So if you have any type of underlying autoimmune condition, and you're pretty much, it's not, according to my last paper I wrote, if you have any indication of psoriasis, eczema, just not feeling well, that's a sign your toxic bucket is getting really full.
Too
And if
full,
you,
and your
too
guts don't
full,
stop. And
yeah, absolutely. And then you go and add like a laser session or some type of cosmetic injectable or body contouring session on top of that. It could be the one thing that tips over, and then you have a whole other issue on your hand, because it does require a degree of healing. And what I found is those that, because we're very well connected also with those dealing with breast implant illness, and it's this common theme, the toxic bucket theory and underlying autoimmune things only do things for rejuvenation if you're feeling well. If you're dealing with things behind the scenes, just really lean into your at-home skincare and your biohacking, which, to be completely frank with you, I see more people going this route. And what it tells me is that people are getting too smart to just get, told to do this, that, the other thing. They're doing their research. And we're focusing now more on skin health and slowing aging, as opposed to taking care of the fine line or wrinkle, right?
right, right. It's
It's a
bigger than
different
that.
approach. It's
It's
much
bigger
bigger
than
than
the
that.
spot treatment, just like this, not spot treatments. We want to work from the inside out. And these are
Yes.
great tips. I love your DIY body scrub. I think that's great. So that was avocado oil, Epsom
Mhm.
salts, and just a clean soap.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. There's a
and
couple of
scrubbing.
different options when you're looking at soaps. I mean, I saw some too. When you're looking at soaps, you just really need to make sure there's no parabens, phthalates, sulfates, artificial dyes, or fragrances. If there is a fragrance, sometimes you need to check the manufacturer to make sure it's a phthalate-free fragrance. So don't just go for something that's like branded as clean, green, all natural.
Look at
Those
the
are just
ingredient.
marketing ploys. You
Yeah,
have
no,
to read the ingredients. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I think that that's one of the biggest things from formulating products. It's like really checking
Yes.
the minutia, and
Yes.
where are these, where do these originate from? What's the manufacturing? I mean, you really have to know the ingredients. So
So
that's
getting
kind of
back
this
to
is such.
air,
Oh yeah, we got to touch on air, and I hate that we got to wrap so quickly.
it's all good. Um, so for air quality, we look at countries like the Orient where there's higher rates of pollution, like much
Right.
higher pollution,
Mhm.
and there's higher rates of acne, sensitive skin, rosacea, all of that. And so everywhere you go, if you've ever stayed in hotels or Airbnbs, they have these Glade plugins everywhere. They're
Ah,
using laundry
yeah.
detergents that are just disgusting. People don't realize how toxic this stuff is that they're breathing in, not to mention most homes have mold. So when we have dirt, debris, pollution, different fragrances, different things in the air, it does sit on the skin. That's why washing your face 2 times in the evening is really important. So cleanse first to get rid of the dirt, oil, debris, dead skin, cosmetic creams, pollution, makeup. Your second cleanse is actually washing the skin. So that's a great little tip there. And also make sure that you're washing your face in the morning, because while you're sleeping, your hair's in your face, your partner, your fur babies, the air in the room, always purify your air. And then for water, do what you can to be drinking filtered water, reverse osmosis, mineralized water, hydrogen water. There's so many wonderful options on the market, but stop drinking plastic bottled water.
Yeah, it's not good for the planet, and we're getting those
Yeah,
plastics. Yeah,
exactly.
that is great. That is great advice. Do you use structured water too? Do you
I
sometimes
do.
use
I
a
sure
water
do.
structurizer? Yeah,
Yep.
I started doing that a couple years ago, and I just do it. I water filter systems for the house, but
Yep.
that's been a big
Nice.
thing. And I'm in my basement recording area, so mold has been a big issue. I think and that's always a
Yeah.
challenge. We've tested, and so far it's clean, and we have dehumidifier going and air purifiers. But I agree. I like the tip of washing your face twice at night. That's really
Yes.
good. Didn't think about that. And I'm like, okay, I know Botox and Dysport, but I don't know others. Like, what, you got to
Yeah,
tell me the name of the. I stopped doing. I had a med spa, Rachel.
that's
I
right.
closed it in 2014, and
Mm-hmm.
so we did Botox and fillers. And
Mm-hmm.
then I
Mm-hmm.
think since then I haven't done any Botox since 2015. I was just like, okay, it's an adjuvant and it can affect your immune system, and I don't want to add to my toxic bucket. But yet,
You always know in your
always
heart, you always
tempted.
know. So, as everybody knows, this isn't medical advice, educational information only. If you think you have a medical condition, you must seek the guidance of a licensed physician like Dr. Cabeca. When it comes to brand names, I'm not super comfortable dropping brand name specific because that's like going to a pharmaceutical company as free advertising. But I'm happy to disclose to you, Dr. Cabeca, what my recommendations are because I also teach other doctors and nurses across the globe how to perform advanced procedures using safer techniques and cleaner products. This is a huge part of what I do with my rejuvenation training too. I'm like a disruptor in the skincare and the aesthetics world, bringing the body, mind, spirit, energy aspects, the functional aspects, really the slowing aging aspects, and doing your rejuvenation in a much cleaner way, which nobody else is doing. And I'm the first to do it, probably because Dave Asprey, been friends with him for a while, so learned about biohacking and how fast someone like him actually heals from different lasers, for example, faster than other people that maybe have more sluggish immune systems. Their toxic bucket's a bit too full. So I see this with my clients with how fast they heal and the better outcomes that they experience when they take the time to live a healthy lifestyle, make good decisions 90% of the time. Maybe a bit more, but the other 10% live a little, right?
Right.
But
It's you're
lifestyle.
cleaning up that, preparing yourself. If you're going, like, I like what you said, if you're going for a procedure like that, make sure you're prepared for it. Your system's
Yes.
clean, you've detoxed, and your nutrients are supported so that you can have the best outcome from it. And then again, using clean ingredients. So I think that's that's just good advice. So Rachel, tell our audience how they can find you and get a hold of you. And I know you do skincare consults, which I'm
Mhm.
sure many listeners will want.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and use promo code Dr. Anna Cabeca, and that will get you 15% off of a one-on-one session with me at rachelvarga.ca. Let's sit down for about 75 minutes. We'll go through your skin questions, what your skin goals are, and I will come up with a customized plan at home and clinic with ongoing support and specific product recommendations. Dermal rolling demos are included. I also do seasonal skin camps. So every spring, summer, fall, winter, there's different things to focus on. And then that's when you really get the off the cuff stuff with me too, where I'll just be really open, answer questions live, and do all the skin tutorial demos like washing the face, facial gua sha, and so many other things. Live dermal rolling demo that you can watch or rewatch at your leisure. Hang out with me on the Rachel Varga podcast, where we've had a wonderful conversation as well, Dr. Anna Cabeca and I. So tune into the Rachel Varga podcast. It's free and hang out with us. We also did a really fun live stream on the
Yeah.
Rachel Varga official Instagram. And then, so if you've done the skincare stuff, you've done the skin camps, the creme de la creme, the icing on the cake is theschoolofradiance.com. That's where I share how to actually embody beauty. And it's a very feminine quality. And we've really lost it in our society. So, how to enter a room, have everybody notice you for all the right reasons with your energy and achieve deeper beauty. That's what I teach people. That's really fun.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Well, you definitely walk your talk for sure. So it is a pleasure to have you here on the Girlfriend Doctor Show. And thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for spending time with us today. For my audience, Rachel Varga, so RACHELVARGA.ca.
You got it.
And you'll see everything on her website. Such good information. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are so many nuances to skincare, and it starts early. I see my 14-year-old daughter asking for this or that um, beauty product or treatment. And I'm like, you have to look at ewg.org/skin deep. And then you have to let me know the rating. If it's anything greater than 1, you can't have it. And so she started really looking at those things, those products. And the other thing too is just like, number one, natural beauty is the most important. And I think that's true at any age. We want to spruce ourselves up. I love like the fake eyelashes. I wear them sometimes. I love my lipstick and my eyeliner. And I want to keep a good, clean skincare regimen. So I've shared some of the products I use. I use Sahar Sweedan's Swidan. I use her skincare products. I love Trevor Cates, the spa doctor, her skincare products, Clean, and Anne Marie Gianni. So those are 3 brands that I really, really love. And there are other clean brands out there. Those are specific ones. And you can ask our customer service at team@drannakabeca.com. We often have, they give us coupon codes or discount codes for our audience all the time. So you can email team@drannakabeca.com. But each and every one of you are different. And you have you have your goals, your aspirations. And the biggest thing is that if we are aging in a way we don't like on the outside, we got to make sure that we're optimizing how we're aging on the inside, because beauty starts from within. It starts from a clean, optimistic spirit and a joyful life. And if we have more oxytocin, we know that turns back the hands of time. So in having oxyplay as part of your day, doing things to increase oxytocin, having fun playtime, enjoying yourself, laughing. Certainly, I'd rather have small lines and laugh lines than, wrinkle lines or frown lines. So definitely want that. I do have concentration lines. That is for sure. I got to look at the way I'm concentrating. So doing these things and just like anything else, facial exercises to keep the facial muscles tight and taut, and around the neck exercises, that's critically important. So the beauty is from within. And again, healthy digestion for a glowing complexion, and not to, pile on toxic products, toxic ingredients. And yet, thanks to Rachel, we learned a little bit more about how blue light, I never thought of it affecting hair follicles and hair growth. So think of in the office all day, we need to start wearing hats then, don't we? We need to start bringing back hats. In Texas, there's lots of people with hats. I've got a closet full myself. I love my cowgirl hats and some of my fun hats. And so maybe we want to protect ourselves from EMFs too, and we want to protect ourselves from harmful light exposure. So to our skin, that's going to rapidly age us, to our hair. That's an excellent point. So you guys, thank you so much. Let me know your beauty tip. Respond to this podcast and tell me your beauty tip. You can always email team@drannakabeca.com and message me we post a snippet of this on Instagram. And it's live on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share that with your friends. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, guys, have a great day.